Hey folks, just a Monday afternoon update on the boycotttims.com campaign. I want to thank you for signing up at boycotttims.com. Almost 9,000 people have signed our petition. That's amazing in just a few short days. I want to show you a grassroots protest, really a picket, outside of a Calgary Tim Hortons on Friday that was organized on less than a day's notice by complete volunteers in Calgary. There was about 40 or so people who showed up, which is amazing on less than a day's notice, more than most labor pickets would have. Take a look at some of the local media coverage of the protest.
Controversies are brewing.
Protesters demonstrated outside of downtown Tim Hortons today.
Tim Hortons is the target of a growing boycott campaign.
They're here showing their support for the Alberta oil patch.
Here's a live shot of a protest outside of Tim Hortons in the Beltline today.
These protesters are angry that Tim Hortons pulled an Enbridge commercial from Tim's TV this week.
Parading out front is Timmy's on 11th Avenue and 4th Street Southwest in downtown Calgary.
Led by conservative pundit Ezra Levant.
Ezra Levant is taking credit for kickstarting the boycott.
One site calling for a demonstration and boycott of Tim's.
Protest organizers are also running this online petition.
It's a debate that's now raging across the country.
The protesters believe Enbridge has been unfairly singled out.
It's ridiculous. Enbridge is a great company. They employ a lot of people. They do a terrific job.
We'd just like to see them say, sorry, we made a mistake here.
Police were close by, but there were no incidents.
Chris Epp, CTV News, Calgary.
Mike Symington, CBC News, Calgary.
Gary Bobrovitz, Global News.
I think those protesters were all the more amazing because they're not the professional protesters of the left. They had to leave the protest to go back to work because they're severely normal people, not professional activists. I believe that Tim Hortons is just trying to brazen this out. They have totally turtled. They're not answering any media inquiries. They're not answering any customer service inquiries. They are basically saying they don't care about Canadians who feel hurt by the fact that Tim Hortons has implied that people who work in the oil and gas industry are too unethical to be affiliated with Tim Hortons. By scrapping that Enbridge pipeline ad, they're saying that Enbridge is outside of acceptable company, which is particularly outrageous given that Tim Hortons itself has a lot of stores in OPEC dictatorships. I want to thank you for your support, and I want to give you a quick report. As you know, we asked for help in producing this radio ad. Here, take a listen. Tim Hortons bowed to pressure from a US-based anti-oil sands lobby group and ripped up an ad contract with an Alberta pipeline company. They think the oil sands are unethical. Maybe they prefer OPEC oil? Well, let's give Tim Hortons their wish. If they don't want Alberta oil money, let's not give it to them. Boycott Tim's, just like they're boycotting us. Don't buy your coffee at Tim's. Buy it anywhere else until they show us some respect. Sign our petition at boycotttims.com and chip in to help pay for this radio ad. Visit boycotttims.com. Well, we have been turned down by Rogers Radio and another radio chain called Harvard from airing those ads. There's nothing wrong with the ads. We asked, is there something we can change? And they said no. They refused to air that ad because it criticizes their larger customer, Tim Hortons. But I'm pleased to say that that ad has been airing all weekend and will continue to air this week on about half a dozen smaller radio stations in Ontario, and actually another radio station that has generously given us airtime for free. So we're certainly not taking our foot off the gas. I believe it's important not just to correct Enbridge's insult, but to set a precedent for other companies, to say you cannot take pot shots against Canada's ethical oil and gas workers without expecting some sort of pushback. I want to tell you, I do not believe that we will bring Tim Hortons to their knees. I don't think we'll bankrupt them, but I think we can teach them a moral lesson that they can't get away cost-free at smearing hard-working Canadians while listening to foreign environmental lobbyists telling them to do so. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.